You're talking about respect and family. We respect and we want the dignity for these children. And there are thousands of children who have no existence because
they have existence. Because that's a lie. That's a lie of the propaganda of same-sex marriage.
It's propaganda. One of my colleagues in YAGG, I tell you, she's a lesbian mother. She had no right before the law passes. So don't tell me it's propaganda. Please, this is the propaganda that you're making.
Rights.
But they are no right. If you go to the hospital, who are you? Are you the mother? No, I'm not the mother. I'm not the biological mother. Okay, so you can go and you have no right to see your child.
We can
so
find
please,
solutions.
don't say it's propaganda. It's the truth that
precise solutions
that people
instead
were suffering.
of destroying marriage.
So we are not destroying. I'm not taking nothing from you. I mean, you can marry. I can marry. You can adopt children. We have children. I can have children. I don't want children, but that's another point. This is all that happens in 2013. What I don't understand is we are not taking nothing from people. We are just trying to make people have some rights. Lesbian women are denied their rights, and let's say transgender people are denied their rights for tens of years.
But this is my question again, and I'll put it to Franck Margain. For those who espouse traditional values, is the enemy, quote unquote, same-sex marriages and civil unions, or is the enemy people who just don't have any commitments whatsoever?
No, but I think you don't take the point where it should be. I mean, we are not talking about enemy, or we are not talking about who is right, who is wrong. We are talking about, type of society you want to build. And that's the issue. And I agree with my colleague that nobody had anything against gay marriage. Where the point...
many people had something.
Please, I let you speak. Let me speak, okay? But let me speak. Let me speak, okay? Where the French disagree entirely, that was with what we call affiliation. So they didn't want to see the children denied the fact that they had a biologic father and biologic mother, and to have in your I would say, certificate of birth the fact that you were born from two father or two mother. That was the point. And the real point was about what do you care about children's fragility. We all agreed that, same-sex marriage could happen because they were, in sort of fragile environment where they were.
But we're in a nation where nearly half the population now is born out of wedlock.
Yeah. But they still have a biological father and biological mother.
Is it better to have two loving parents than to have a single-parent family?
We're not talking about love here. Love has nothing to do with marriage. Marriage is how you do build the right and the protection when things are going wrong. That's my point. And actually, having people married with the same sex, I've got no issue with that. Where I've got an issue is pretending that the children have two father or two mother. That's just not true. And where we are now, we are in the debate where not only they pretend that children could have two mother or two father, and they want surrogate mother, and they want to eventually, take the fact that they could, get children with, surgery. We are all in a position where, children became sort of product. And where I am, I don't want to live in a society where you deny the children dignity. I never deny, same-sex marriage dignity. I understand why they want it. I understand why they want it to be recognized. What I don't want, and will never do, but to pretend that children are sort of, thing people could adopt because they have decided they are just the same children if they were, born from two fathers or if they were born from mother and father, biologically and adopted. What we should have done is we should have, changed the adoption law. We should have created a mariage pour tous without difference, and within the adoption, we should have, make a difference between biological birth and between adoption. That's all. And that's where the debate will go on and go on and go on for the next 20 years.
So I'm really happy to hear that Mr. who is near Christine Boutin is now pro-marriage for all. This is good. So, but what about the fact that a celibate, a single person, a single mother, a single father can adopt?
And it's equally wrong.
And so that has been here for 40 or 50 years.
No, we did not, because after the Second World War, you had so many orphans that
wrong?
We've decided that an uncle
or
aunt could adopt.
Why is it wrong?
But that became wrong.
Why is it wrong? I mean, the father and the mother...
Because you've got less children to adopt than potential. So
I don't understand why
a lawyer or a public man should do is to protect child, and to protect a child is to give him the maximum chance of to be loved by someone who is a father and a mother. That's as simple as that.
But the family cell is not a bubble, it's not closed, it's not a prison.
No,
I mean,
no,
a child
no,
is confronted
but
to other women, other men. I mean, if you live in the society, you see that the influences you have, the culture you have, the education you have is not just your parents.
But it's the important part. Important part.
My parents were divorced, and I don't think I'm different or I've had problems because my parents were divorced. They explained to us why they were divorcing, and then we could see our parents, our father, our mother, but my education was also made with other people, my grandparents, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles.
Your own case doesn't mean that you should not think about
1 year
what the
ago,
society
the
you
opponents
want
to get married said, we will repeal from the civil code the term father and mother. We will say parents one, parents two. That's wrong. Nothing has been repealed.
That was an original project.
Everything is propaganda.
Jean-Marc Sanchez.
Yes, we don't have such a big issue in Spain about that. I mean, to make a long story short, only France can afford this kind of problems. I mean, in Spain, we have far more serious difficulties. Let me just tell you one thing, François. We were coming a long way. At the time of Franco, in Spain, there was, right after the Civil War, Ministerio de la Mujer, Ministry of Women, basically, in order to protect the society against the bad influence of single women. And then Spain has moved into what is supposed to be, according to some people, I mean, it's not a judgment value, it's just a fact, one of the most advanced countries in Europe.
Well, there was this huge period of sexual liberation right after the Franco era ended. Would you say that what's going on right now is a bit of a pendulum swing the other way?
Well, I think, once again, Spanish society is very conservative, and we all know that marriage is not a fairy tale wherever it is, whatever you call it, but still, the society is very traditional. And basically, we just had a new government after the elections. Mariano Rajoy took over, and the Partido Popular, the Conservative Party, exactly did what they say, and the people have voted for them. It's very different from the French system, and you cannot change the law or twist the law at the Congreso de los Diputados, the Spanish parliament. The law is what it's supposed to be. You discuss it first, then you don't have the amendment system. For instance, in Spain, the surrogate mother are absolutely prohibited, and they will, I think, ever be, or at least for a long time. You cannot do anything you want. Adoption law is extremely and very, very precisely enforced. So I think it's not a step back. And once again, François, people talk more about what's going on in Spain now outside Spain than in Spain.
All right, well, certainly they were talking about it here in France on Saturday, because on Sunday there were those who we've been talking about who were demonstrating. On Saturday, it was women and men demonstrating in support of those who marched on the Spanish capital against a government plan to restrict access to abortion.
"35 years ago, there were 100 of us women in a plane. We were like terrorists. I don't want that for my daughters."
At my age, I would never have imagined I would be here, fighting for something that I think we should already have, a social right, which we've got, and which we will never give up.
Franck Margain, what's your reaction to what's going on in Spain?
To be honest, I was discussing that with my colleague. I was surprised that they want to go that far back in the abortion legislation. I'm not against abortion. I'm personally against, which has nothing to do with my political engagement. I just want to be sure that, abortion is something which remains something important, which remain, protected, which remain, in a way of protecting the mother who could, get influence from a boyfriend, from their parents. I believe in life. So my personal belief is to do everything you can to protect the life to come, but obviously nothing against abortion, because I've seen